in being with Brahmananda when Prabhupada was in Delhi. And I was 74, the end of 74, early 75 when he went to Kurukshetra. I believe it was the first time. And we've all heard the 75, yes. We heard what Prabhupada did. Brahmananda, he told that story very nicely, how the different people got up there to speak, all different Mayavadis, and Prabhupada, as I said, he sat very uncomfortably. Prabhupada was always comfortable, but I saw him a few times become uncomfortable. This was one of those times. And he was sitting in a chair just like this with some of his disciples, Brahmananda, myself, and as each one would speak, Prabhupada's leg just became faster and faster. He just couldn't tolerate listening to what they were saying, all their nonsense philosophy. As he said when he finally got up, they're speaking from Bhagavad-gita. No one even mentions Krishna, Prabhupada said. He blasted them. It was very short, maybe 5 minutes or so. And of course he quoted Bhagavad-gita over and over, Aham Savasya Prabhavo, and on with fire. And we were sitting there, myself and Brahmananda. Before it happened, we arrived. It was very hot. It was this time of year probably. It was quite hot in Kurukshetra. And Prabhupada got into his room, and Brahmananda and I, we had an adjoining room. And we had seen what looked like a stream, a creek. It was an irrigation canal, and it was all very modern at the time, all concrete, V-shaped. And the water was rushing through it. Well, we both became very attracted to take a dip. So after Prabhupada had breakfast, we took a walk to one part where this canal was flowing. The water was flowing very rapidly. And neither one of us, for whatever reason, didn't think it out very nicely. So we both jumped in. And as soon as we got in, we couldn't stay in the spot we were in. The water was so tight and rushing so fast, it just started pushing us. And we didn't know where it was pushing us. It was literally pushing us to these concrete blocks that were in 3 rows to break up the water, to slow it down. And we were headed right toward these concrete blocks. Anyway, somehow we both managed to grab hold of, there were these little, for some reason, this little wire coming down. Brahmananda grabbed one. And I was a few feet away, and I grabbed another one, and we're literally holding on for our lives. And I managed to pull myself up on this metal wire, being a little smaller and lighter. And I pulled myself out, so of course I walked right to your brother, and he's holding on with both hands. And you could see he's looking at me, and he said, "Pull me out." And I looked at him, and I thought, this is not possible. I can pull you out. I didn't say anything, but I'm like, and he's just holding on, Srutakirti. So I didn't know what to do, but fortunately Krishna inspired me. I walked, it was about 10, 15 feet, and he's yelling my name. And I saw right before this water went over like a little waterfall with these concrete stoppers. Right before it, there was a little stairs, just 4 concrete stairs coming up. So I stood there, and I said, "Brahmananda," I said, "let go." I said, "I'll catch you here." Of course, like I say, bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So he didn't want to let go because he didn't trust the future. But after a few seconds, it seemed forever, he realized I wasn't going to pull him out, and he couldn't hold on forever. And that was the image I always have of your brother. Of all the different images, I have this one image of him with his arms out, just looking at me, just as he coming down, coming right towards me. And miraculously, he came there, I grabbed him by the arm, and pulled him up the stairs. It was very frightening. And then we started walking back to Prabhupada's room. And we're right next to the canal walking along. There were people. No one did anything. And as we're walking and Brahmananda looked at me, he said, I didn't think of Krishna once. And I looked at him, I said, I'm still not thinking about Krishna. So he was ahead of me. He was thinking of Krishna much quicker than me. But that was one thing we shared together. We had nice times together. You know, we both had jaundice at different times and malaria at different times. You never got it at the same time when you were with Prabhupada. There's always one person that was healthy, that would take care of everyone. So when I had my malaria, Prabhupada was sitting right here at that time, 74, and we were all in there, and I was lying on the floor, and they were all taking prasadam very happily. Prasadam, that was literally our life. Prabhupada's association and prasadam sustained us, those two things, particularly in India. And Prabhupada, he was so wonderful with Brahmananda. One time Prabhupada walked through the room, and your brother, he was eating a big mound, boiled vegetables, because he had jaundice. So when we had jaundice, you know, no ghee, no spices, sugarcane juice, boiled vegetables. That's all you could get. So 3 or 4 of us are sitting there, and Brahmananda's there, and he's eating from this mountain. And Prabhupada had to walk through the room. It was a one life member guest place we were staying at, I think in Ahmedabad or somewhere. And Prabhupada looked. He saw Brahmananda. He looked at him. He said, are you going to eat all of that? Brahmananda, yes, Prabhupada. Okay, he said, as long as you eat everything on your plate. He said, take as much as you want, but make sure you eat whatever on your plate. And we would just continue eating. He was Prabhupada. But he had a way, everything. He made you very comfortable. So I remember that, all this about Brahmananda. He was very comfortable to be with Prabhupada. It's nothing he wanted more. He would do whatever he said. Go to Pakistan, go to South Africa, go here, go there. But when the opportunity was there to be with Prabhupada, there was nothing better.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.